Alright, in this video we're looking at how we apply adding, subtracting, and scalar multiplying matrices, and that gives us sort of the rules of matrix algebra here. A couple of things you need to know about is that we do have this thing called the zero matrix, which behaves just like zero in real numbers, and that is that if you take a matrix and add zero, you get back that same matrix you started with. Similarly, we have negative matrices just like that. It's the negative version of the matrix you started with. This stuff all seems really obvious, but it's really important to double check that this stuff works, just because matrices are weird. We don't know that they behave like normal numbers. But this table sort of summarizes what they do and don't do, and you can see pretty much they're what you would expect. So like a plus b equals b plus a. That's the same as how it works with real numbers. One thing that you've got to be really careful of is that if you take a real number and you want half of it, you just divide it by 2. But with matrices, we never define what it means to divide a matrix by 2. So instead, you just need to times it by half, which is basically the same thing. Alright, what we're really going to do with this topic is simplify stuff. So a plus 2a would simplify down to something like 3a. If we want to solve an equation for x, it behaves very much like real numbers. So we would be subtracting a from both sides. And remember, a is a matrix there. Well, if we're 2x equals b take a. Now, what you would want to do with real numbers is this, b take a over 2. But that is wrong. What you need to do is you need to go b take a and then times it by half, which is the same thing, but you have to be really careful. You cannot divide a matrix by a number. You have to times it by like a half in this case. Similarly here, if we're trying to solve 3a equals x, then you would times both sides by a third. So you'd kind of get a third of 3a equals a third of x. And then that would sort of simplify it down to give you, sorry, that should say solve for a, not solve for x. That would give you a equals a third of x, something like that.